Okay, Catherine, how you doing? I've got your work up right here. I'm really impressed with your writing here. You've done a really good job describing your process and your intent. So this is fantastic. Alluding to experimentation with blending modes, definitely. That's awesome. Hopefully, you're really starting to appreciate the value of blending modes. I mean, blending modes take your work to just a freaky level that is just unattainable with any other software. I love using blending modes in my artwork as well as my design work. So great job here, Greg. I love your examples. We'll get to those in 1 second. There's one other thing I wanted to address. You talk about using the eraser tool, and every time I see the word eraser in Photoshop, I cringe. I'm like, no, not the eraser tool. And the reason I say that is because we've been talking about non-destructive editing, right? The eraser tool eliminates pixels. It destroys pixels. So anything you can do with the eraser tool, you can do with masking in Photoshop. So it's far superior to preserve pixels and use masking than it is using the eraser tool. Um, at times, I've often wondered why they even include the eraser tool in Photoshop, and it's just such a destructive tool that I don't think I've used it in 25 years. I don't think I've ever used the eraser tool. I mean, I was drilled in me at a very, very, very young age that um, non-destructive editing is the way to go in Photoshop. I remember my very first Photoshop instructor just drilled that, and I think it was such a great lesson and something that I've carried through my entire career, and I think something that is worth mentioning to students whenever I see that word eraser tool. So, okay, let's go ahead and jump right to the examples. I'll tell you what, Catherine, I got to say these are outstanding, really great conceptually. These are just solid. The descriptions are great. You're employing the techniques we're looking for, blending modes and typographic techniques. So fantastic, really fantastic. Um, and I can say the same about all three. So interesting. This is just phenomenal work. I can't really think of anything to that would improve any of these. These are just wonderful. So I would go ahead and say that this is a highly successful um, highly successful series of album covers. Very good job. All right, great. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to let me know. But again, I just want to applaud your prowess in using blending modes and also in describing your technical approach as well as your conceptual intent of these pieces. So fantastic. Thank you very much.